What if everything we thought we knew about human history was wrong? What if beneath the waves lies proof of a civilization so advanced, so magnificent, that it could reshape our understanding of the ancient world forever? Picture this, it's 360 BC in ancient Athens. The great philosopher Plato sits in his academy, surrounded by eager students hanging on his every word. But today, he's not discussing justice or virtue. Instead, he's about to reveal something extraordinary, a story so incredible that it would captivate humanity for over 2 millennia. Beyond the Pillars of Hercules, Plato begins, his voice carrying the weight of ancient wisdom. There once lay an island larger than Libya and Asia combined. Its name was Atlantis. The students leaned forward, their eyes wide with wonder. Plato describes a civilization that sounds almost too fantastical to believe, yet he insists it's true. According to his account, this information came from Solon, Athens' great lawgiver, who learned it from Egyptian priests during his travels. These priests claimed their sacred records went back thousands of years, preserving the memory of a world the Greeks had forgotten. But what exactly was Atlantis? Plato paints a picture that seems ripped from the pages of science fiction, yet delivered with the authority of historical fact. He describes a circular island, perfectly engineered with alternating rings of land and water. At its center stood a magnificent palace complex, surrounded by walls plated with brass, tin, and the mysterious metal orichalcum, a substance so valuable it was second only to gold. The Atlanteans themselves were descendants of Poseidon, god of the sea. Their founder king, Atlas, gave his name to both the island and the ocean that surrounded it. These weren't primitive people struggling with stone tools, they were master engineers who carved tunnels through mountains, built bridges across vast waterways, and created harbors that could accommodate the largest fleets. Their capital city was a marvel of ancient urban planning. 3 circular harbors, each larger than the last, welcomed ships from across the known world. The outermost ring was protected by a wall so massive that ships could sail along its top. Watchtowers dotted the coastline, and beneath the city, an intricate network of underground chambers and passages honeycombed the earth. But perhaps most intriguingly, Plato describes technology that seems almost anachronistic. The Atlanteans had hot and cold running water, elaborate baths, and even a form of central heating. Their temples were covered in silver and gold, with ivory decorations and roofs that gleamed like stars. In the center of their main temple stood a golden statue of Poseidon so tall it nearly touched the ceiling, driving a chariot pulled by 6 winged horses. The wealth of Atlantis was legendary. Ships arrived daily, bringing exotic goods from every corner of the ancient world. The island itself was rich in minerals, including the mysterious orichalcum. Elephants roamed its interior plains, elephants in the Atlantic Ocean, thousands of miles from Africa or Asia. The very geography challenges everything we think we know about the ancient world. But here's where the story takes a darker turn. According to Plato, the Atlanteans became corrupted by their power and wealth. Originally noble and virtuous, they gradually became aggressive and imperialistic. They began conquering other lands, spreading across the Mediterranean like an unstoppable force. They conquered Libya up to Egypt and Europe up to Italy. Only one power stood in their way, ancient Athens. In a titanic struggle between civilizations, the Proto-Athenians somehow managed to defeat this mighty empire. But their victory was short-lived. In a single day and night of catastrophic earthquakes and floods, Atlantis vanished beneath the waves, taking with it all evidence of this incredible civilization. And the island of Atlantis disappeared into the depths of the sea, Plato writes. Hence, to this day, the sea in those parts is impassable and unsearchable, being blocked up by the shoal mud which the island created as it settled down. Now here's where things get really interesting. For over 2,000 years, scholars have debated whether Plato was describing a real place or creating an elaborate allegory. Some argue it was purely fictional, a philosophical thought experiment about the rise and fall of civilizations. Others believe it was based on garbled memories of real events, perhaps the volcanic destruction of the Minoan civilization on Santorini, or the flooding of the Black Sea basin. But what if they're all wrong? What if Atlantis was exactly what Plato said it was, a real civilization in the Atlantic Ocean, lost beneath the waves? Consider the mounting evidence that challenges our conventional view of ancient history. We know that sea levels were dramatically lower during the last ice age. Vast areas of what is now ocean floor were once dry land. The Azores Plateau, for instance, was partially above water as recently as 12,000 years ago, precisely when Plato said Atlantis sank. Recent archaeological discoveries have pushed back the timeline of human civilization again and again. Göbekli Tepe in Turkey, with its massive stone circles and sophisticated carvings, dates to nearly 12,000 years ago, the same era as Atlantis. The underwater ruins off the coast of Japan, the submerged structures near India's coast, the mysterious megalithic sites scattered across the globe, all hint at lost civilizations far more advanced than we previously believed possible. And then there are the maps. Medieval cartographers somehow possessed incredibly accurate knowledge of coastlines that had been underwater for millennia. The Piri Reis map of 1513 shows Antarctica's coast with startling precision, but Antarctica wasn't officially discovered until 1820, and its ice-free coastline hasn't been visible for thousands of years. Could it be that somewhere in the Atlantic depths, the ruins of Atlantis still wait to be discovered? That massive stone structures, perhaps covered by millennia of sediment, hold the key to rewriting human history. That advanced technology, lost arts, and forgotten wisdom lie buried beneath the waves. The search continues. Deep-sea explorers armed with cutting-edge sonar equipment scan the ocean floor. Satellites peer through the water using advanced imaging techniques. Each new discovery raises more questions than it answers. Perhaps the most tantalizing possibility is this: what if Atlantis wasn't unique? What if it was just one of several advanced civilizations that existed during the last ice age, when the world was a very different place? What secrets might emerge from the depths to challenge everything we thought we knew about our ancestors? The mystery endures, as compelling today as it was when Plato first spoke those words in ancient Athens. Somewhere out there, beneath miles of dark ocean, the truth about Atlantis may be waiting. The question isn't whether we'll find it, but whether we're ready for what we might discover. After all, if a civilization as advanced as Atlantis could vanish without a trace, what does that say about the permanence of our own world? And if they possessed knowledge we've lost, wisdom we've forgotten, what might we learn from their ruins? The ocean keeps its secrets well. But perhaps, someday soon, Atlantis will rise again, not from the waves, but from the depths of human discovery.